Horror film Pray for the Devil earns $7 million during Halloween weekend in box office. Pray for the Devil is a 2022 American supernatural horror film directed by Daniel Stamm and written by Robert Zappa. The film stars Jacqueline Byers, Colin Salmon, Christian Navarro, Lisa Palfrey, Nicholas Ralph, Virginia Madsen, and Ben Cross. Pray for the Devil was released in the United States on October 28, 2022 by Lionsgate. It is the final film to feature Cross before his death in 2020 and is dedicated to his memory. The film received negative reviews from critics. The arrival last weekend of Black Adam and Ticket to Paradise was seen as the end of a slow post-bullet train period, one caused entirely by distributors not offering up a regular supply of big or at least big-ish theatrical releases. In truth, it was a brief boost amid a studio-caused slump that will continue until Black Panther: Wakanda Forever on November 11. It is another quiet weekend for newbies at the domestic box office, with one new wide release, a few Oscar season platform debuts, and some wide release expansions. The only new wide release was Lionsgate's long-delayed Pray for the Devil. The PG-13 horror flick earned $7.2 million in 2,450 theaters, in line with cautiously optimistic forecasts. Considering the relative lack of buzz, expectedly lousy reviews, star-free cast, and harsh scary season competition, this is almost halfway decent. The film, about the first female exorcist and her battles with a demon who tormented her as a child, got a C+ from CinemaScore, which is almost good for a low-profile horror flick. I expect it will be ancient history by the time it pops up on PVOD in a few weeks. According to Forbes, United Artists expanded Till into semi-wide release in its third frame. The acclaimed and Oscar-buzzy drama earned $2.81 million in 2,058 theaters for a mediocre $1,366 per theater average and $3.63 million 17-day total, a plus CinemaScore rating notwithstanding, unless it becomes a must-see film for Oscar watchers and related general audiences, and that could happen if Danielle Deadwyler gets a Best Actress nomination. We are looking at an under $10 million domestic finish. With all due respect, audiences wanting a big studio flick about empowered black heroes will flock to the MCU sequel opening in 2 weeks. To be fair, and I say this with zero judgment, we saw likewise in 2016 when Nate Parker's much-discussed Birth of a Nation was ignored in favor of Antoine Fuqua and Denzel Washington's Popcorn Why But Righteously Angry: The Magnificent Seven remake. Likewise, justifiably rave reviews and bemusing social media discourse aside, Cate Blanchett's TOR is not precisely mainstream entertainment. I would have said that in 1994 as well, as I am old enough to remember critics and pundits decrying the lack of theatrical business for Quiz Show and Ed Wood. At least back then folks were showing up for Pulp Fiction, the 2.5-hour melodrama about a world-famous and top-of-her-field conductor dealing with skeletons in her closet, or chickens coming home to roost, expanded to 940 theaters on weekend 3. The Focus Features release earned $1.2 million over the weekend. That gives the Best Actress frontrunner a mere $938 per theater average and a $2.5 million 17-day total. Searchlight's The Banshees of Inisherin expanded to 59 theaters for a $540,000 weekend and a $9,152 per theater average. The acclaimed and quite lovely Brendan Gleeson, Colin Farrell melodrama has earned $790,760 in 10 days. It'll expand into 800 theaters next weekend. I highly recommend it. Focus Features Armageddon Time debuted in 5 theaters yesterday to indifferent results. James Gray's mostly acclaimed 80-second set melodrama stars Anne Hathaway, Jeremy Strong and Anthony Hopkins, and at least tries to be a little less nostalgic than is usual for the subgenre. I imagine if any coming-of-age drama breaks out commercially, it will be Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans over Thanksgiving weekend. Armageddon Time earned $72,000 over the weekend for a mere $12,000 per theater average. Nobody is expecting big bucks from films like Triangle of Sadness, Aftersun, or Decision to Leave. Never mind the under $70 million cumes of The Woman King or Everything Everywhere All at Once. I am curious which of this season's awards contenders can at least make as much as David O. Russell's Mega Bomb Amsterdam or even Terrifier 2. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give us a like.